Football is back. So that means Chicago Bears football is back. As we seen last night at noon, the Chicago Bears had their first preseason game against the Miami Dolphins, finishing in a draw 24-24. Hey, let's get straight into it. It's your new host here, Steve O Speaks at Chicago Bears Breeze. And let's get straight into it. So, as y'all see it in the title and in the thumbnail, we seen what happened yesterday. We had a very I won't say good game, but it was a good start to the season. We saw a lot of good things. We saw a lot of things we could work on. But let's get straight into it. Let's talk about it. Now, let's get this out the way. We all knew first and before the game even started, most of our starters wasn't going to play on both sides, offense and defense, and most importantly, our quarterback and Caleb Williams didn't play. But Ben Johnson did go out and say that they had an extensive plan for not only for the pregame, but also the practice on before that, the joint practice they had against Miami, but as well as the practice they will be having today on Monday for our starters. And they said they will get a considerable amount more reps than they would have ever got in the first preseason game against the Miami Dolphins. So once all of that was said, everybody was like, you kind of want to see our quarterback. We want to kind of see our offense. It's the first time with Ben Johnson. It's a new system. It's a new offense. So we will want to see it. But at the same time, when you give the fan base a legitimate plan and reason behind your thought process, we can't do nothing but understand it, and it's very understandable at the end of the day because, like I said, it don't really matter. Like if you pay attention outside of the young quarterbacks that's going to be starting, the starting quarterbacks, the most I've seen a starting quarterback that's 2-3 years in, the most I've seen them pass was maybe 10 passes. And that's being nice with it, maybe 10 passes. You're just not gonna see anything, or you're not gonna learn anything about your offense or your quarterback in 10 passes. So when regardless of the fact, even if he did play or not, I knew regardless if he had a good performance or not, it wasn't going to be nothing we could really go home with and really talk about when it comes to Caleb Williams' offense after doing 7 passes. And the same thing goes for if some of the defensive players would have came in and played in this game. Ain't much we would have been able to see, especially I'm going to get more into it with the coaching staff being hearing all the dynamic things that they was going to do. You seen some of it, but you didn't see it nearly as much as you thought. Maybe that's something they got in the back of their mind, like they don't want to show their hand, or they want to wait till they got the talent to do so. But in all, like it was a pretty. We weren't tripping about the first preseason game. Most of the starters missing, but what we did see, Tyson Bajer came in. He had an okay day. I'm not gonna sit there and say he played terrible. Now I will say he started off pretty shaky. I'm gonna be honest with you. He did finish 13 of 19, 103. I will say it still seems like Tyson Bajer is pretty much still the same type of quarterback he's always been. Arm strength ain't the best. We understand that, but like I said in my own channel on Chicago Bears Central, if if you know your limitations to your arm talent is limited, you have to you got to either speed up your process, the ball got to come out your hand faster, or you got to be very good pre-snap before you even snap the ball. You got to know where the ball is going. And we seen as the game go on, the ball got in his hands quicker. He made some pre-snap reads, but for the most part, accuracy is still an issue when it comes down to it. I'm not like when that's just something he's going to have to do on his own. I don't think that's not a coaching issue. That's not a special training issue. Like in order for you to work on your accuracy at the quarterback position, you need to work on your footwork. You need to work on your mechanics, and you just need to work on timing and accuracy. And that's something he could do in his own backyard. But um, like I said, he still build on the performance. Like I said, he started off shaky. I think the first drive it was 3 and out. If not, the last throw he made could have been a first down to Luther Burton, but he sent that shit to Jesus because it was some pressure in his face and it caused him to get happy feet, and he messed up his footwork and he kind of threw it off his side or back foot and sent that mug flying. But as he got calmer, as he gained some more confidence, you seen some nice passes made by him. I can't lie about that at the end of the day. So credit to Tyson Bates for the things he did do. Carson Lovin got targeted about 2 or 3 times, made a catch or two, not much. Luther Burden made 2 receptions. He was targeted 3 times. Devin Duvernay 3 receptions, 3 targets. He finished with I want to say 27 yards. But the standout was Jade Walker with three. He had 5 targets, but he also had 3 receptions and he had 41 yards. So he was kind of the standout as well as Maurice Alexander getting the nice touchdown thrown by Tyson Bage. That was a tough catch because he could have got pushed out and wait away to keep your toes in bounds, especially with him not being a very big physical wide receiver. So credit to Maurice Alexander. And yeah, uh, let's talk about the running back situation as well. So we all know coming in, we some people want us to draft a running back in Ashton Genty, as well as Trey Henderson, as well as other players that went to other destinations. But we end up getting Cal Monunga. We got Ian William back. We also picked up a guy in Deion Hawkins. And I'm gonna be honest with you, we didn't see Rojo today, and that's due to injury. But like I've been saying, out of sight, out of mind. And with people like Ian Wheeler, Deion Hank, was a Hawk, no, Deion Hawkins and Kyle Monunga having the performance that they had today. Kyle Monunga came out here, ran the ball 6 times, and gave you 30 yards. And the motherfucker was looking like goddamn David Montgomery in certain spurts. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. He's not going to go down on first tackle. Same with Deion Hawkins. Both of those guys kind of show very good signs of vision. They had the ability to cut in, cut out. So they showed their things with that. And Ian Williams came in. Not only showed that he can hit the hole and take it upfield, but he also got a couple balls that he caught. Pause. But hey, credit to him. Our surgeon, as we call him, that was going to school to damn near be a surgeon. But credit to him to come back from his ACL injury and don't look like he missed a step. Now I know a lot of people saying that he was limping a little bit, but that's probably just coming back, getting used to it, get your body warmed up and all that, this, that, and the third. But yeah. I like what we see from our running back room. And if you can't if you haven't been paying attention, like a lot of those second and third strings, I feel like on both sides, offense and defense, they're both is kind of up for grabs. Like I think our coaches have made it pretty well known. Like nobody outside the starters for the most part, nobody job is safe. And I'm looking at like something like I said, starting off with Rojo, bro. Like we understand the type of caliber running back you are, but along with your injury history and then injuries now, like yeah, like Dion, Ian, and Cal Monanga was the worst thing that possibly could have happened to a Rojo at this current moment. Now, hey, what happens is 2 more games we got ahead. Tough teams ahead that Rojo can come in and make his presence known, but he's gonna make his presence known in a big way because, like I said, these running backs is dog hungry, especially Cal Monanga. But now let's get into the defense because I believe that was the story of the day. Austin Booker, our fourth pick from last year, who we all had so much hope and so much understand the potential that the guy has and everything. We all knew that he had a solid season last year, but as my boy C Dub, I would say he's almost there. He got all the moves. He used to he used to produce a lot of pressure, but he never used to finish the job. When I mean finish the job, get a sack, trip up the quarterback, get a hit. This today he's starting to figure it out, and I think that's what it is. Also, we all knew he had the moves. He got the rip through, the spin, the swim. I think what he was just missing is he was just light in the ass. He just had to gain some weight and gain some muscle, and you can see in that thumbnail the motherfucker got bigger, and it showed in his game. The dude had a monster game ending the game with 3 sacks, bro. Wherever the ball was, Austin Booker was. Same with the same guy next behind him in Noah Sewell. Noah Sewell had himself a hell of a day. Now, that's another guy that we all had high hopes on, who's been here for 2, 3 years, but injuries has been a big reason why he's not been the guy that we expecting him to. But at the end of the day, dude came out here and balled his ass off. He had 3 tackles, I think, 3 assisted tackles as well, and he had a tackle for loss. Austin Boogers had 4 tackles, 3 sacks, two assisted tackles. Ruben Hippolyte even had four tackles, 1 assist tackle. Carl Jones had 4 tackles. Um, who else? Somebody else. Trace Flowers, even though he ended with a banged up knee, I think he returned. He had a pretty solid game, 3 tackles, 2 solo assists. Blackwell, our corners, started off the game was good, but towards that second quarter, he was getting picked apart by them wide receivers a little bit, not finishing his tackles, not wrapping up well, and it was clear. I don't know if y'all saw it. In that first half, the defense was in. We wasn't really getting home. We really getting the pressures we was being last year, bend but don't break. But I told y'all, I was like, in this halftime, Randall, all those coaches are gonna come in at their defense like this is unacceptable. We should be killing these mugs. Yeah, we seen the type of practice we just had against these people this week. So that's and then when you came out that second half, that defense looked like a completely different defense because that's when them sacks turned up, them hits turned up, and as a team, we just looked different, flying across the field. Everybody, when the last whistle blow, you see hella Bears players around the ball. That's the type of team and defense that we all been looking for. And that's all we can ask for. Now, let's talk about the coaching. If I had to give them a grade, both of them, I give them both a B minus. Why? They still show they show some of their operation, especially Ben Johnson on the offensive side. You know we was gonna run the ball. Like I said in the pregame yesterday. I don't necessarily think there's maybe 2 or 3 plays that I did not like on the offensive side, but 90% of the plays called from Ben Johnson, I liked the situation he called them in. To me, the execution was the problem. And that's to be desired. Everyone is your second and third string running the show. So I give him that. Like he was being himself, especially on third and fourth down. He's going to be extra aggressive. He was talking that money. He was talking that cash money. He was not, and he was very fired up. Like in situations where and especially in situations in detail. If we got a penalty or just some little minute things that we're not paying attention to, missed tackles, those are the things to set him off. And you see, as soon as the camera panned into him on the sideline, Buddy was not having a good day in certain aspects. But the thing is, it's something we love. We haven't been getting that type of passion from the last few head coaches that we've had. So to see us to get that goal line stand for Noah Sewell, and you see our quarterback, like it got us lit. It got us lit, and I'm pretty sure it got the defense and the rest of the team lit, and that's very important. Now, Dennis Allen, same thing. Like both of them talked about being so dynamic. Even with Ben Johnson with the trick play, you didn't really see much of that. You didn't really see the creative blitz pack. You probably see one great blitz pack, and that was the last play of the game where he just said a zero blitz, go get that motherfucker. And that was probably it. But we didn't necessarily see his creative blitz patches or the type of corners he liked to send on blitz in certain situations, certain scenarios. And I think that's cool, but because for the most part, Ben and Dennis Allen, for the most part, is basically saying, I'm not trying to show y'all my tricks, especially when it's my second and third string out here. So I'm sure you're gonna see an uptick in creativity and other things once our starters play. But yeah, the next game we play against is the Bills on Sunday at 7 o'clock. So it's gonna be a late game. Make sure y'all tune in on both Chi-Town Bear as well as Windy City Breeze. They're gonna be live as well. Make sure you tune in on both of us. And you know when the game in, I'm gonna be right here dropping another episode on my reaction of the game. But yeah, most importantly, tell me what y'all think. What you think about the first preseason game? How did you feel that our coaches did? Who do you do that you did and didn't like? Now, I know I didn't talk about a lot of the bad. That's on purpose. That's for my next video for later tonight. Make sure y'all tune in and be ready for later tonight. It's your boy Steve O Speaks here as a new host at Chicago Bears breeze. Shout out to my boy Pat for hooking me up. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. I know this is a little rough draft. This probably gonna be the roughest video. I ain't got all the logos, I ain't got all the intros and shit, but we gonna get things together. It's just a nice little introduction. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in for another episode, and I'll see y'all when I make another video tonight. Peace.